So, boys, I have something to tell you guys. I don't know if I have ever really said anything about it, but I'm a big fan, or was a big fan of StarCraft. I've been a fan of it ever since I got my first computer. That was one of the games that I was really looking forward to playing because that's kind of what I was interested in. Like whenever I first got my computer, I was invested into Minecraft. I'm a big Stalker fan, and I seen that game and I was like, oh, that's cool. At first, I kind of thought it was a scam because it was on a promoted video, and a lot of promotions that people do whenever it comes to like video games and stuff like that, it kind of is a scam. But StarCraft, I have recommended to a lot of my friends. One of my friends isn't the biggest fan of it. The other one that I recommended it to, he thought it was pretty good. We played for hundreds of hours together. And then I was like, you know what? Let me buy this on my main Steam account. And I have probably put, I don't know, maybe like $50, 60, 65, something around there. That's not a lot of money, but coming from somebody like me that is unemployed and taking care of personal issues, that's kind of a lot of money. And I don't think StarCraft is really worth my time anymore. The devs have definitely gotten a little bit too greedy for what I like. Yes, the game is free to play. Yes, you don't need to spend money, but sometimes stuff in the game is very monetary heavy. I'm kind of just saying that a lot of it does require gambling unless you get them in, or unless you get like the weapons, the armors, all that, and like the battle pass that it came out. But you can't really do that because a lot of like the weapons are at level 500 of the battle pass, and that's unless you spend like $300 to progress it out like all the way from the beginning, or you just have to really fucking grind. Expo kinda treats free-to-play players. I guess you could probably say I'm not really free-to-play. Kind of like how like on like MMOs, whenever you buy like the subscription once, you go to preferred status. I guess I would probably be in like the preferred status of like the free-to-play, but they just make it so hard and just so difficult to get really anything you want. I've put countless hours into the game. I've probably put maybe 500, 700 hours into the game. I've put a lot of time. I have had my fair share of PvP. I've already hunted for God knows how long to get money, and I say this with a really heavy heart because I really do love the game. I am putting down StarCraft, and I don't think I'm going to be picking it up anymore. Just how greedy Expo has got. There's really not much of a fucking anti-cheat. Yes, they updated it recently, but I've ran into a fair share of cheaters. Don't get me wrong, it's not as bad as Tarkov, but it's still kind of up there. Like, the cheating problem's bad, the gambling's bad. Like, it probably took me a good 250 hours to get my first master weapon. And I don't like, and that's coming from somebody that played like religiously, somebody that was like unemployed. And like, I couldn't imagine if you were like coming home from work, you got off like a 10-12 hour shift at the fucking oil rig, right? You're tired, you want to come home, you want to play one of your favorite games, and you're put in like higher lobbies because you bought something off of, say you bought like a sidearm off of like the fucking flea market that was a master rank. You're now in master lobbies, and your armor and your main weapon isn't gonna be able to put up with that. And that's like another thing, like their matchmaking system is very poor. It's probably the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen. Like, I fucked up on like one of my first characters. I got like veteran gear while I was still in like stalker level gear, which so it starts as like I don't know, bandit, stalker, veteran, master, and I had just stalker level gear, blue gear, and I put on a pink weapon, and I was getting my shit fucking ran because my armor wasn't as good as what other people's were. And there's no way for you to get out of those lobbies whenever you're initially put in there. So I had to scrap that character and make a new one. But I don't know. I think that's just gonna be my goodbye to the game. I love it, but I definitely feel like there needs to be some big changes before they bring me back. Hopefully they get it figured out. I doubt it. Expo's been greedy for years. I feel like I've probably rambled just a little bit too long today. I just wanted to come on, just say that I'm kind of giving up on one of my favorite games. I don't know. I'm kind of sad, but I'm kind of happy that I'm kind of breaking away from it. By the way, this is nothing that fucking Adrian would ever do with COD. He's a fucking COD slop boy. Yeah, I kind of hope that they get it figured out. I doubt it, but we'll see. We will definitely see. It's been your boy. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.